Dear students, in previous video we have discussed meaning of economic activities, non-economic activities, then after types of economic activities. There are three types of economic activities: business, profession and employment. In previous video we have discussed the meaning, characteristics and objectives of business. Now today I am going to discuss another type of economic activity, that is profession. See, we can understand professional person means person who is having specialized knowledge, special skill, special training and provides services to the needy people or business and charges fees. So see, a person with specialized knowledge, specialized skill, training, professional person and specialized professional education. Professional person provides services and charges fees. So in profession, economic return is fees. For example, chartered accountants, doctors, lawyers, etc. They are all professional people. To become chartered accountant, specialized knowledge from ICAI, you should get this degree certificate. Doctor, he should be MBBS, MD, lawyer, LLB, LLM. So these are all professional degrees, and on the basis of these professional education, professional knowledge, professional skill, they provide services and charges fees. Characteristics of profession. According to the definition, according to the meaning of profession, certain characteristics are there. So here, to obtain specialized knowledge for a professional person, in profession, specialized knowledge is compulsory. So to obtain specialized knowledge, professional person provides services and charges fees. Fees charged by professional person, that is varied. One doctor charges 100 rupees consultancy fees, another doctor charges 200 rupees, any other person or doctor charges 500 rupees. So fees is varies because of fees charged by professional person, that is depend on skill, research, experience, qualification. So these are all the parameters of fees charged by professional person. So the standard of fees is varies. As a statement, there may be one question: the fees charged by professional is varies. Explain the statement. So you have to explain like this way: the fees is depend on skill, efficiency, experience, knowledge, training. So fees charged by professional is varies. Primary objective is to render service. Professional activity is not related with production or manufacturing. It is professional activity is related with to provide service. Professional activity, it is independent activity. It is not dependent, it is independent activity. For professional, as we discussed, no relation with production, but professional person satisfied the needs of manufacturer and other persons. Yes, essential to obey code of conduct. In profession, it is compulsory to obey code of conduct by professional association. For example, chartered accountant code of conduct decided by Indian Institute of Chartered Accountant, ICAI. For doctors, medical council has decided code of conduct. For lawyers, bar association has decided code of conduct. So to obey code of conduct, it is compulsory. And in profession, return, reward or income is in the form of fees, and that fees is uncertain. In 1 year can earn 10 lakhs rupees, another year maybe 12 lakhs or 8 lakhs. So uncertain return. So meaning and characteristics of profession. So here you should be careful about in profession, specialized knowledge and fees. Dear students, economic activities are classified in three parts: business, profession and employment. Business and profession already we have discussed. Now employment or job or service. Here in employment, job or service, person is working under the employer as per rules and contract, and against that physical or mental work he is getting salary or wages. So see, meaning it is an economic activity performed in return for a fixed salary where work is assigned as per the contract. For example, teacher is working in school, doctor is working in hospital, clerk is working in office, other government employees they are working in their office. So all these things, that is known as employment. They are working as per their nature of work, and against that they are getting salary at fixed income. Characteristics of employment: to see fixed salary at fixed interval in the return for physical or mental work. In the employment, employee is working physical work or mental work, and against that at fixed interval, either weekly or monthly, he is getting fixed salary, predetermined fixed salary. Certain other benefits are also available other than salary in employment. For example, different allowances, medical allowances, house rent and all. So different allowances. Then retirement benefits, benefits after retirement, pension, etc. So certain other benefits available. Work under the control of employer. In employment, employee is working under the control of employer as per agreement. Qualification: for as per the type of nature of work, qualification is required. Working hours are fixed. Retirement benefits after retirement, everything is fixed. See, very important point. Employment, it is dependent activity. Business is independent activity. Profession is independent activity. But employment, it is dependent activity. Both employer and employee are bound to follow the rules as per the contract. And main important character of employment is, in business we need capital investment. In profession we need capital investment as per requirement. But in employment no capital investment is required. So these are all characteristics of employment. Now, dear students, economic activity is divided into three parts. So comparison of business, profession or employment. Comparison, or you can say difference between employment and profession, difference between business and profession, difference between business and employment, like this way. So all three we are here discussing. So I am taking only points, base points for the comparison or the base points for the difference. See, first is nature of work. In business, goods and services are provided from producer to consumer as per customer's requirement. In profession, services are provided as per the business and personal requirement against fees. Employment, as per the nature of work, as per the contract, employee is working. So nature of work. Qualification. In business, certain qualification is not necessary, not required qualification. In profession, as per the profession, qualification is must. Qualification, experience, training, everything is required, necessary. And in employment, qualification according to the job, nature of job, it is required. Return. In profession, economic reward or economic return is known as profit. In profession, economic reward is known as fees, and in employment it is known as salary or wages, salary. Capital. In business, capital investment is required. In profession, limited capital investment is required to set up office and all. And in employment, capital investment is not necessary. Risk. In business, risk of loss or uncertainty of profit is there. In profession, risk of non-receipt of fees is there. But in employment, limited risk is there for the regular salary. Code of conduct. In business, according to the businessman has to follow the rules, regulation, legal formalities and all. In profession, professional person has to follow the code of conduct led by professional association. And in employment, as per the contract, they should follow the rules. Transfer of ownership. So in business, when goods is sold, automatically transfer of ownership is there. Transfer of ownership from seller to purchaser. In profession, no transfer of ownership, and in employment, such title is not there. So this is comparison of business, profession and employment. Now, according to this, you can write question answer. Revise this video. Thank you. Dear students, now classification of business activities. Business activity is part of economic activity. Now business activity also can be classified into three parts: trade, commerce, industry. Trade, commerce and industry. All three are known as business but part of business activity. Trade means exchange of goods or services against goods or service or money with the motive of profit. If we are purchasing goods and we are selling goods against another goods, or we are purchasing goods and selling goods against money, but main intention to earn profit. So exchange of goods or services against goods or services or money with the motive of profit is known as trade. If your intention is not to earn profit and you are going to do exchange, that is not considered as trade. So motive should be to earn profit, because of basically economic return in business is profit. So exchange of goods, services against goods, services or money with the motive of profit, and minimum 2 parties. Characteristics of trade according to the definition. Characteristics of trade. So trade is economic activity, because of here motive is to earn money, motive is to earn profit. In trade, at least 2 parties are there. One is purchaser, another is seller. Exchange is essential. In trade, when 2 parties are there and exchange of goods against service or goods or money, so exchange is necessary. Yes, transfer of ownership of goods. When goods is sold to seller, from purchaser to seller, then automatically transfer of ownership goes to in favor of purchaser. Seller sells goods to purchaser, so automatically transfer of ownership, seller to purchaser. So transfer of ownership. Suppose this is the pen, I sold this pen to another one. So now along with this pen, transfer of ownership is there. In exchange of goods, either an amount is paid or goods is exchanged. So goods against goods, goods against service, goods against money. And trade, we are talking about legal activity. So trade should be legal activities. Legal activity. Illegal activities, even motive is to earn profit, but it is not considered as trade. So legal activity. And in trade, value of any item is in the terms of money. 2 dozens banana or 2 boxes apples, or no, but bananas of 200 rupees, apples of rupees 1000, like this way. So value in the terms of money, 1000, 5000 goods, 1000 goods, like this way. And main important thing, any single transaction does not consider as trade, even you have earned profit. So continuous activity, continuity must be there. Once you have purchased any product and you sold that, you earn profit, that is not trade. But once you purchase, sold, again purchase, sold, so activity, it is continuous activity. So continuity is necessary. Now we can classify the trade into 2 parts: internal trade and external trade or international trade. Internal trade means within the boundaries of country. Inside the boundaries of country, that is internal trade. For example, goods purchased from Tamil Nadu to Gujarat, or goods sold from Gujarat to Rajasthan, that is internal trade. International trade, outside the boundaries of country, trading activity between 2 or more countries, that is international trade. Goods purchased from America or goods sold to Brazil, that is international trade. Internal trade can be classified into two parts, wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade means when wholesaler purchases goods from manufacturer or producer in large quantity. That is wholesale trade. So he is purchases goods from producer or manufacturer in bulk in large quantity and keep it in his godown. And after that, that wholesaler can sell goods to the retail trader as per their requirement. So it is wholesale trade. Here quantity is more directly. So trading activity between wholesaler and manufacturer, that is wholesale trade. Retail trade means retailer purchases goods from wholesaler and sells to the customer directly, that is retail. So here activity between retailer and consumer, here activity between wholesaler and manufacturer. So in retail trade quantity is small, and in retail trade retailer is directly connected with customer. In wholesale trade wholesaler is connected with producer and retailer also. So internal trade in two parts, wholesale trade and retail trade. International trade also can be classified into three parts, import trade, export trade and re-export trade. Import trade means goods purchased from other country. India has purchased goods from America, that is import. Export means goods sold to other country. India has sold goods to any other country, that is export. Re-export means goods purchased from one country and sold to another country, that is re-export trade. So here in this topic we have discussed the classification of business: trade, commerce, industry. In trade, meaning of trade, characteristics of trade and types of trade. So you can write it. Dear students, after discussion of trade, now commerce. So trade has limited meaning. Trade means only exchange of goods against goods, service or money. Commerce means trade plus auxiliary services, supporting services to trade. So summation of trade plus auxiliary services, that is known as commerce. So commerce has wider meaning compared to trade. Trade has limited meaning. So trade and auxiliary services to trade. These services include, auxiliary services include banking services, insurance services, transportation services, communication services, warehousing and agents. So summation of trade plus auxiliary services, that is known as commerce. Characteristics of commerce. So on the basis of definition and meaning, we can write characteristics of commerce. So trade is part of commerce. As I told you, trade has limited meaning. Commerce is wider than the trade. So trade is part of commerce. Commerce is economic activity because our main aim is to earn monetary reward. Auxiliary services helpful to trade are included in commerce. Auxiliary services, banking, transportation, insurance, all auxiliary services are included in commerce. In commerce, it increases time utility and place utility. Time utility means by storing the goods in warehouse, we can increase the time utility. Place utility, with the help of transportation, by changing the place of goods, we can increase the place utility. Auxiliary services are demand oriented but continuous. So continuity, that is necessary. And if auxiliary services are available at reasonable price, then we can provide goods to the customers at fair price. Because of when auxiliary services are available at reasonable price, it means cost will go down. So automatically we can decrease the sales price. So obviously customer can get goods at fair price. After commerce, we can discuss third type of business. So business activity divided into three parts: trade, commerce and industry. So now industry. Industry means manufacturing or production place where we are using technology, machines, we are using raw material, we are doing certain process on raw material, some adding, changing form, and we are producing finished goods to satisfy the needs of the customer. So that place is known as industry. So industry, a process of converting raw material into finished goods by adding utility to satisfy the human needs, is called industry. Here in industry we are using raw material. In that we are on raw material we are doing certain process by using machines and technology and method and process, and we are converting that raw material into finished goods to satisfy the needs of the customer. So that place is known as industry. Characteristics of industry in short, I am going to discuss only head points of the characteristics of industry. So production in industry, manufacturing or production takes place. It is economic activity. Main aim is to earn money. Change in the form of raw material in industry. We are using raw material. We are changing the form of raw material, and we are converting that raw material into finished goods. Production of different articles, different types of product items. Utility, we are creating utility. We are using natural resources in industry, and we are using machines and technology. So these are all characteristics of industry. Now, classification of industry. We can classify the industry into three parts: primary industries, secondary industries, and tertiary industries. Primary industry means fundamental industries or basic industry directly connected with nature. For example, agriculture, poultry farming, fisheries. These are all known as primary industries, directly related with nature, directly depend on nature, depend on land, sea, and all. So that is primary industry. Secondary industry means, here in secondary industry, these are giant industry. We are using machines, latest technology, and all. So we can say secondary industries are known as backbone of the economy. Secondary industry like fertilizer industry, chemical industry, iron and steel industry, color industry. These are all example of secondary industry. Tertiary industry, tertiary industry provides services to the primary as well as secondary. Tertiary industry support to the primary and secondary. For example, dairy industries, cold drinks industries, bakery industries, and other auxiliary services like banking, insurance. These are also part of tertiary industry. So here industry is classification of industry into three parts: primary, secondary, and tertiary. According, you can write all the points, you can revise it, you can repeat, and you can write the answers of exercise. Thank you. Thank you so much.